it's Tammy with Collar Valley Cooks, and today we are doing oven chicken wings using our convection setting, and they are crunchy and delicious. You come here, Betsy. They're brown. Hey y'all, it's Tammy with Collar Valley Cooks, and we're about to do some chicken wings. We're going to bake them in the oven. We have a convection oven. It also has a dehydrate setting, so if they don't get dry enough and crunchy enough, we might even use that today. We're going to make sure we get some good looking wings, some good tasting wings. So the first thing we're doing is opening up our wing packet, and I'm going to use the scissors to cut the joints. I'm not going to rinse my wings. I'm going to throw the tips away. I'm not going to rinse them because I want the seasoning and the oils to stay on there good. They're going to be in the oven forever. Nothing's going to hurt anybody. So there's no reason to rinse them like everybody does. Those of you who's been watching me long enough know I don't rinse my meat. Not chicken, not poultry, not anything. If it smells funny, I throw it out. I don't cook it. So the only thing that I don't buy, I'll buy food that's marked down, but I will not buy chicken that's marked down. And you definitely don't even want to buy chicken that's not marked down or marked down if the packaging looks like it has gases and it's bubbled up. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing your chicken. This one's joint is being mean to me. Just cut through the bone. Okay, so you're just going to clip all of your chicken wings with some good kitchen shears. It's so much easier to cut them with a pair of shears than it is to cut them with a knife. So, alright, if you don't have a pair of kitchen shears, just use a large knife. Make sure it's good and sharp. And cut it at, you can see where the joint is. There's the joint. You can tell. There it is. So you're just going to take your knife and you're just going to cut it at the joint, like that. And then you're going to cut the tip off the wing. And you can decide how you want to cut them. If you have arthritis, it's actually easier to use the kitchen. This one's actually got a piece of the thigh on it, so I'm going to cut it off separate. It's actually easier to use a knife if you have arthritis than it is to try to cut them all with a shear. Okay, we've got our wings cut up. I have got a large pan. I've got it lined with parchment paper. I'm just using cooling racks for my cookies. And I'm just spraying it so that the wings don't stick to it quite as much. It'll be easier to clean up. In the end result, we've got 3 batches. They're a little over 12 pieces a batch. They're probably more like 15 pieces per batch. I'm going to toss them all in olive oil and seasonings, and then I'm going to lay them on here to cook. So I'm going to put olive oil. We've added our olive oil, so we're going to toss the chicken in the oil good. Now we're going to wash our hands. And we're going to start with our first flavor, which is going to be ranch. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing seasoning mix. I am just going to sprinkle some in here. I would say 3 tablespoons or so. Just sprinkle them good until they're coated. Toss them together and lay them out on your sheet. I'm going to lay these out pretty close because I've got quite a few to cook and they'll draw up while they're cooking. Alright, I'm not going to fool with rinsing out the bowl because ranch is good anyway. We're going to put our next group of chicken in here. Can you open that for me, Korea, so I don't pick it up? The top off. Keep the top off your olive oil so you don't have to touch your chicken and then touch the top of your olive oil bottle, because it's easy to wipe down the side, but it's harder to wipe the top off. So we're going to toss these in olive oil, and this time we are going to add, I gotta rinse my hands, Kickin' Chicken. It is spicy by Weber. And these will be the spicier ones. So we're going to mix these up well. And these are the ones that Chris will probably have with his wing sauce. Next group of chicken going in, olive oil. And this time I'm just going to use a poultry seasoning that's just a southern blend that'll be good just to eat a wing with. It is Badia Poultry Seasoning Southern Blend. And now it has a little bit of kick to it, but it's not hot like the Kickin' Chicken. So whatever your favorite sauce is, you can put it on your wings. You can also take your wings when they come out and toss them in teriyaki or wing sauce or whatever you want to do. But I think it's good to bake them with something on them and put them in the oven. We're going to bake these on a convection bake so that the air is circulating around them and help drying them out and making them more crunchy. That's one reason I elevated them up on a cooling rack so that the air and the temperature can get underneath them. And I may even tear the edges off this off. I don't think I'll have to, but I do want the air to be able to get up under the chicken wings. So I've decided to fix the edge of my parchment paper because I do want the air to circulate really well. So I'm going to fold it down to make sure that it can get underneath these wings good, since we are using the convection bake. I'm going to put them back on here. Now we're going to put these in the convection oven at 350. And we're going to bake them for 45 minutes on convection. And then we'll probably rotate them around because the ones in the back will be hotter than the ones in the front. One of my cooling racks was too deep for my oven, so I had to change it. And I put the chicken on 2 racks that actually go in the bottom of my roasting pans, just to kind of get them up off the parchment a little. So we're going to bake these, like I said, in the oven. Okay, we bake these at 350 for 45 minutes and then at 30 minutes on 400 convection. Both were convection cooking. They look delicious. You want to brown them? Or you just want me to turn them? We turned over.
Probably ready.
They look.
These look a lot different.
Yeah, because they weren't up higher.
Yeah.
You come here, Betsy. They're brown. See if these are. No. Maybe because they were up high. We're going to just turn them over and then let them be on convection for about 30 more minutes. Just get them good and crunchy. Okay, Chris likes the Kickin' Chicken, and those are over here. They're the spiciest ones. We're going to throw them in our hot butter real quick. I'm going to give him a dozen at least. We're going to put some wing sauce in here. Well, for heaven's sakes. I just cannot not make a mess, y'all. No matter what I do, I'm a messy girl. I'm going to use my hands a little, like I always do. We're going to toss these wings and he's going to eat them up while they're still warm and crunchy. So let's get them on our plate. I was going to use tongs, but we're not going to do that.